Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Thursday, December 18th, 2025. I am Manila Chan. Ted Rall will be joining us in just a moment, fresh off of Deprogram. Welcome to all you deprogrammers out there. You're tuned into the Ted Manila Information Show, TMI Show for short, because we really do bring you way too much information. Truest sense of TMI. We do it live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So please be sure to hit that like, the thumbs up button, the follow, the subscribe, the share, all of that good stuff to help the little show continue to grow. Um, I'll give you a little bit of this day in history, and then we've got to get to a first sponsor of the day. Actually, maybe we should do that first, Robbie. Huh? Robbie says we because they don't wait. You only have so much time before the sponsor goes away. So we have to do an ad right out of the gate, Robbie says. And then we'll get to this day in history and give Ted some more opportunity to use the old John there. So why not? All right, let's get to our first sponsor of the day. Good wake-up call for people on the West Coast here. All right. Still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free, because who wants moldy coffee? Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, all yours for just $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up right here on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler alert from producer Robbie, he loves it. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. All right, let's get back into the show. And there's old Teddy boy. Ted, now I got to get into this day in history real quick. This day in history. The Mayflower arrives at Plymouth Rock, 1620.
It's all been downhill ever since.
Well, there's an argument to be made for that, sure. 13th Amendment formally adopted into the Constitution, abolishing slavery. That's 1865. Sounds pretty good. Today is Steven Spielberg's birthday, 1946.
Tell him to watch make sure he doesn't have any drug-addled kids around. We can't lose any more directors.
Oh, yeah. No more famed. Oh, how sad. I've never heard of him having any fucked up kids. I don't think. This gal, I know her name. I've never heard her music, but I know she's really big for the Gen Zers out there. Pop singer Billie Eilish. Today's her birthday. She was born in 2001. Yeah, so she was born after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. And actress Zsa Zsa Gabor died today in 2016.
The world has not been as good ever since she's gone.
Well, she and her sister, man, they were fabulous.
She's awesome. Zsa Zsa Gabor was. She was in, wasn't she in Green Acres? That was her, right?
Green Acres. She did an episode of Gilligan's Island.
Green Acres is the
She was all over the place, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Fantastic lady.
She truly was like the first fabulousness celebrity. Her and Liz Taylor. I would say I don't know who's more fabulous, but Zsa Zsa had that darling, with the accent. So
yeah.
She brought. Where was she from? Was she Hungarian?
Yes, that's my understanding. Yeah,
with a fantastic accent.
Yeah, she was great. Totally fucking.
She was great.
Perfect person. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't make celebrities like that
it's
anymore.
Like don't change.
Yeah, no, don't. They just don't make celebrities like that anymore. So that is your day today in history. A lot of stuff to get to within the hour. Ted, do you have? Is this a
Hard out
Scott Stantis sandwich?
It is oh my God, you know what? It's like,
oh no.
I just, Yeah. Probably no Scott Stanton. Yes, actually, it's a Scott Stanton sandwich, but yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't confirm with Scott. I'm going to text while I've got you here. Oh my God, that's
your
so
bestie
funny.
and make sure.
God, we're such idiots. Okay. I'll
nothing changes for men, no matter what age they are. I just want to tell all the women out there, like I have some younger friends that are cusp millennial Gen Zers, and they're like, it must get easier with men when they get old, when you're older, right? And I'm like, no, it really doesn't. No. Sorry, girls. All right, let's hit the jaws. All right, first things first, the big story of the day. I've got all kinds of conspiracy theory hat, tinfoil hat stuff that I want to say about this one, but we'll say it after the actual news. So FBI Director Kash Patel, and when you say his name, you gotta look straight into the camera and just kind of like do the crazy eyes, Ted. You're not allowed to say his name without doing the crazy eyes. Kash Patel praised. It's true.
He's such a wackadoodle.
He's so strange. I don't know. I feel like pictures from
he's the ugly version of Aziz Ansari.
Oh my God, Ted. It's just in his eyes. Something happened to this guy.
Eyes. That's like just in his eyes. That's like saying, it's just in Trump's hair. Well, I mean, yes, it's just in his eyes.
Happened.
But what eyes happened. They are,
Something happened because I've seen photos of him pre FBI director days, and he just looked like your average, like Indian American dude. Like,
so maybe you're saying it's like a deer in the headlights situation.
Yeah, something happened. He got this job, and he was like,
it's like the Dave Edmunds song. Something happened. What?
I don't know what. Like suddenly look, I have seen. I'm from LA. People know that there are different drugs and different meds that people can take that give you this strung out, like just look. And I feel like that's what we're looking at from Kash before versus Kash FBI director. And even the way he speaks, like something's different. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know what, but know.
You think the googly comes from some googly drug?
Yeah, I know plenty of people that messed around with plenty of different kinds of meds, both illicit and prescribed.
Cat tranquilizers.
And
I'll check to make sure Clovis's stash hasn't been affected.
You can get those weird. There's just a look, Ted. So I don't know how else to describe like how this happened to him, this transformation. But anyway, Kash Patel praised Dan Bongino, his second in command, deputy director, as, quote, the best partner on Wednesday night, just an hour after Bongino announced that he was stepping down from the Bureau next month. So he's going to close out this year, and he's going to come into 2026 fresh. No more FBI. He's running away. I don't know. He called him best partner. So we're like, and we've heard Bongino talk about, we've heard Bongino talking about all the sacrifices he's made for this job and leaving his wife at home, presumably in another state. I don't know what that means, but most men that are married, when they go to work, they leave their wives at home or at the wife's job, or most men don't get to carry their wives with them to work, is my point. But Bongino had this whole like media tirade about how he sacrificed so much for this job just a couple weeks ago, saying it's put a strain on his marriage and whatever. And now you have Kash saying best partner ever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Ted. Maybe you're onto something. Bongino's expected departure comes after months of speculation over his future at the agency and came amid long-standing rumors of a rift with Attorney General Pam Bondi over her handling of the Epstein files. Patel emphasized Bongino's legacy at the Bureau.
What?
He's 11 months. I don't know.
What legacy?
He was only confirmed like 7 months ago, stating that he exceeded his mission in helping to bring much needed reform to the federal law enforcement agency. Quote, Dan is the best partner I could have asked for in helping restore this FBI. He brought critical reforms to make the organization more efficient, led the successful summer heat op, served as the people's voice for transparency, and delivered major breakthroughs in long unsolved cases like the pipe bomb investigation. That's only a small part of the work he went about every single day delivering for America. He not only completed his mission, he far exceeded it. We will miss him, but I'm thankful he accepted the call to serve. Our country is better and safer for it. Okay, so that was Kash Patel on X, on Twitter. Bongino did not indicate what his future plans would be, nor did he comment on the reason for leaving the Bureau. But
probably
he was
googly
a media
eyes.
figure. He got creeped out by
I can't look at this guy every day. Are you kidding me?
Scary.
Plus, he's calling me his partner. Like,
I know. Kash is like, Dan's like, where's my office? Give me the keys to my office. He's like, no, you're going to be sharing offices with me. Our desks will face each other.
In fact, we'll be sharing the chair.
Our desks stare right at each other all day.
Or my desk will be right behind yours. So I have the best view.
Ew. I don't know what to make of all of this. Nobody knows yet who's going to replace Bongino. But former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey is co-deputy director at the Bureau. So a guy no one's ever heard of will step up, but that's usually the case. Whoever's, at the FBI, it's not usually a name or a face that anyone's ever really seen, right? Like James Comey, I'm going to say, is different only because he's like 8 feet tall and kind of been around DC. Yeah, it's hard not to be like, who's that tall guy walking around the hallways over there? Like, they're like, oh, that's the FBI director because he's
yeah.
But Bongino, Robbie has a lot of opinions.
By the way, I bet he, I'm only 6'2", 6'3", right? And even so, this happens to me all the time.
Like
but when he goes to the store, old ladies always be like, young man, can you reach that up on the top shelf for me? Yeah. And that's got to happen to him all the time.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, hey, stretch. Robbie, You've railed against Bongino for months, so I know you have tons to say. I have some to say, but I think everything. So he had a show here on Rumble. He was the biggest
show. He was the biggest show on Rumble.
Right. And all the stuff he railed about, he suddenly gets tapped to go drain the FBI swamp. And when he got there, ta-da!
He pulled a Trump. Everything's fine here. Everything I've been telling you on Rumble is all a lie. It's all BS. Epstein killed himself. I mean, listen, trust me, there's no corruption. Everything is fine. Everything I've been telling you for the last 6 years, I was completely mistaken about. Not even an apology, not even a retraction. No, really what he should have done is actually called up Joe Biden on the phone and said, Mr. President, I humbly apologize because you were right. You had the most transparent, the most immaculate administration ever, and I was wrong. He couldn't do that. Instead, he did what Trump did. There's nothing to see here. What, you want justice? You want justice? You think that pedophiles in government should be held accountable? Screw you, pleb. And that's exactly what Dan Bongino said. And then Kash Patel, we're going to turn the FBI building into a museum. Dude, fuck you. You are a liar. You're a traitor. You're disgusting. And I'm glad that you destroyed your career on Rumble. You're never going to come back. Sure.
You don't think so?
Well, the Trumpians
Rumble. I thought his channel still existed and he had random people.
He'll never have the numbers. Like he'll have the Steven Crowder crowd. Oh, pro-Israel, God's chosen people. Trump is God. No, you're gonna have the MAGA people, but the America First people like me, No, we know who you are. We know what you are. You are a lying. You are a cuck. You're a liar. You suck, and you should go play in traffic. That's Dan Bongino.
That's how you really feel.
Right. So
No,
you
fuck
think
that
he's
guy.
ruined his so if he were to try to return to media, you don't think that's going to work? Like he ruined his
Oh, it would.
credibility?
Oh, sure. No, he'll be able to come back. He'll get his salary
Oh.
just like Crowder does. But what I'm saying is he
Oh.
will not be a voice in the America First movement from which I am a member of. Because if you get up and Kash Patel did the same thing, we've got to get people to support Israel more. Well, I'm sorry, is Israel the 51st state, or is it a sovereign nation that has a higher standard of living than what we have? Was
That
Jeffrey
regularly
Epstein
sabotages us.
was Jeffrey
and
Epstein
spies on us.
I know.
Was Jeffrey Epstein, was he a pedophile? And if he was, then why was a former Israeli prime minister a guest at his mansion like 6 or 7 times?
Creepy.
But no, I saw the evidence though. He hung himself. He hung himself with toilet paper. He 100% did it. Trust me, bro. Trust me. It's just
that's what's happening with those two guys. It's a trust me, bro. Now, but like, what do you think happened to both of those guys? More so Bongino with the tough guy persona. Kash, he tried to dabble in the tough guy persona. It didn't really work out. But still, they both talked a real big game before Trump was elected about how, like they would come on board, in some capacity in Trump's administration. Because this is before the elections. And they were like, I would do this, and I would do that. Well, they had the opportunity. They got in there, and within a month, they got slapped with a wet noodle, and they were like, everything's great. Everything's fine at the FBI.
They don't have any moral. They don't have any moral compass. They don't have a spine. I don't know how you're able to walk that backbone, but people in D.C. seem to be able to do it all the time, and I don't get it. Now, I would like to think. Keep in mind, I understand that I'm talking on the outside. I've never been to D.C. Not to mention have any real power. I'm just some guy, right? I would like to think that if I ever got put into a position of authority, say over the FBI, with the mandate of burning it down, I would like to think that I have the stones to go in there with the gasoline and the match. Because that's how much I hate it.
I think it's tough. I mean, look at even what's her name, the WWE lady who's supposed to be burning down the Department of Education. How many times have Republicans tried to burn down the Department of Education? I mean, who could lose? I've lost count. And
Lyndon McMahon's doing it though.
And you
need Congress to do it. Don't you need Congress to do it? It wasn't the Department of Education created by Congress?
Yeah. You can't undo it without congressional approval.
I mean, Trump could fire everybody that was there, and that would effectively solve the same thing. I mean, that's what he did at
USAID. Yeah.
But as far as the FBI
they're all getting
goes,
their jobs back though, because all those people have contracts. It's all illegal. They're all unionized. It's like you can't just fire people for no reason.
Sure you can.
Not if they have contracts.
Sure you can. Just don't pay them.
Well, Well-Dressed Nerd says, careful, TMI Show. The eyes of Kash are upon you.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, no, screw that guy.
All three. 1, 2, 3. Googly.
Like I'm constipated. But no, I'm serious. I mean, Dan Bongino is going to be fine with the Republican crowd. He's going to the Republicans are going to go around. They'll be clapping like the little seals that they are. They'll be.
Would that also be like the Lindsey Graham crowd? Is that the same crowd?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Oh hey, you got to remember, Lindsey Graham is about American Israel. American Israel.
I know.
That's Kash Patel.
And by the way, he's 100% straight. For sure. He loves breastises and.
Definitely.
And he likes to lick vaginas, and so
totally a titty man. Totally.
You can tell just by looking at him.
Yeah, from one titty man to another, I can 100% see this. This is why we're not on YouTube. I'm just we are a Rumble exclusive show now.
Oh, and we should point out,
we go on YouTube though.
Yeah, we do, but
not live. We post it, just not live.
Yeah, we upload the videos, but I can edit stuff out if need be.
Yes,
but
how much have you needed to do that lately?
If we lose power, guys, by the way, how this works is it streams also live to Twitter/X at Manila Chan. That's my Twitter handle. So if anything ever drops out for whatever reason, the Twitter feed seems to be pretty stable. It seems to hold. So just you can go to my Twitter handle at Manila Chan. That's the alternate live feed where it streams to the other platforms that.
I mean, if I lose
Robbie
power again,
touches.
Well,
If
yeah, I
Robbie
don't think
loses
that's
power.
going to solve the problem. Though.
God, no, and that sucked because I was really wanting to talk about the whole immigration thing yesterday.
Oh, there's
And I
still
just-
more. Don't worry. There's
Yeah,
a story in there today for
don't
you
worry,
too, Robbie.
immigration is not leaving us anytime soon.
And it's not just in Merca. Don't worry. There you can hate on the migrants all around the world. Don't worry. There's a story in there for you too. It's a story for you and Ted, actually, that I picked for you guys. So
Thank you.
So we'll pause it there. Bongino's, I guess, gonna have a career. He doesn't even get a pension though, Ted. He hasn't served for at least 2 years. I think the rule is you have to be a fed. Or maybe.
Right,
Oh no, you know what? He was a fed before.
Why he's doing this? There's only two reasons to do this. Either he's forced out, or he got offered a really great gig. I'm voting that he got forced out for some reason.
Forced.
Yeah, he fucked up in some way, bit someone off, and that's why he's gone.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what, because he's been a good little lapdog.
Well, he pissed off Bondi.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's part of it. I mean, the one thing of Kash. I mean, he just kind of exists. He's just there, kind of like a troglodyte, just right there on the floor. But no, Dan Bongino, he's a showman. And so he has to try at least play the game. And when Pam Bondi said, "Well, I've got the Epstein files. They're literally right here. The Epstein files are there's my microphone. The Epstein files are right here. They're on my desk. I've got them right here on my desk. And oh my God, they're gone." Then Bongino, he actually said something about that. So I don't think that
literally right here. I don't really mean literally. And when I mean files, I don't really mean files. When I mean here, I mean elsewhere. And yeah.
So, but no, I wish Dan Bongino a early retirement, preferably in Siberia, away from a computer, away from internet. Maybe just ship his pathetic ass to Easter Island, just someplace where he'll never be seen again. Maybe just like a 70th trimester abortion. The guy sucks.
He was very much a huge disappointment, I think, to all the people that followed him on his Rumble show, because I don't remember what happened to him at Fox, but he was no longer a contributor. They ended his contract for I don't know what reason, but
because
then he got a new contract with Rumble.
He was caught up with the whole when the Dominion voting machine thing. He kind of went along with Tucker Carlson, where Tucker Carlson is just like, hey, there's some fuckery going along here with the election. Dan Bongino did the same thing, and he was a small fish. He got nuked.
Right,
Tucker was able to survive it. Dan Bongino wasn't. He came over to Rumble, and his whole shtick was, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm an insider. Right. I don't care. I mean, that was his brand. I'm going to give you the truth from the perspective of a former Secret Service agent, a Washington insider. I'm going to fight for you. We're going to expose the corruption. And then he goes to DC, gets on his knees, and immediately starts getting throat fucked. So seriously, fuck him.
So that's right. And Ted and I, we've been talking about this all week, is like, the problem is whatever your brand is, if you go against your brand, you're done. You can deviate maybe a little, but not, you can't flip on your brand. So if that was your tough guy persona, you can't come to DC and then kowtow to everything you railed against. Not one thing in, I don't know, 9-10 months that he's been in this position, not one thing has come to fruition that he said he was going to deliver on. So,
I mean, seriously, what if Bongino, if he would have just said, instead of just saying no, that Epstein didn't kill himself, if he would have just said, no, listen, there's a lot of questions that are out there, but I cannot say anything because of the amount of damage that it would cause.
It would be more respectable.
Very much, because he's telling the truth. What he's saying is like, don't believe your lying eyes. There is nothing wrong here. If you're going to go and you're saying that there's no corruption at all in the FBI or the intelligence services at all, that they are as pure as the wind-driven snow, after you lost your job criticizing how the deep state stole the 2020 election from Trump, that's a binary choice. It's one
Yeah,
or the
that's a
other.
good
One of
point.
those two things is true. And he's trying to have it both ways, and he failed, and I hope he keeps on failing. Preferably he falls off the planet.
Well, I'm curious to see what happens after the new year if he comes back to his channel that he founded on Rumble and what the blowback is going to look like, because he right now is getting ripped on Twitter. Just torn a new one.
Not
So
enough. And I really hope that the people on Rumble who supported him, with their watch hours and stuff, I hope that at least 70% of those people don't go there. Seriously, just
I
let
think
them
they'll
die a
look. They'll
dog's death.
go. They'll go just to go see what he says now.
Well, if you go there,
I think they're gonna talk shit on him.
Well, then go on the just go on the comment thread and say you're a liar, you're a cuck, you're a sellout.
I think everyone will do that. I think that's exactly
good.
What's going to happen.
All right, let's go on because Ted's got a heart out.
Yep. All right.
Okay, for years, high fat. This is, by the way, a true TED story because
And
I'm French.
No, Manila too.
I'm French, and I love cheese, and I am a butter whore. So, for years, high fat dairy has lived on the nutritional naughty list. Cheese, cream, butter, all guilty by association in the war on saturated fat. But a new, large, long-running study challenges that assumption, suggesting that some full-fat dairy foods are linked to a lower risk of dementia later in life. Swedish researchers tracked over 27,000 adults for roughly 25 years, monitoring their eating habits and cognitive health outcomes. Over the study period, 3,200 plus participants developed dementia. When researchers compared diets, a surprising pattern emerged. Those who regularly consumed high-fat cheese and cream had a modestly lower risk of getting dementia than those who rarely did. So fuck you, dietitian assholes. Cheese stood out most clearly. Participants who eat 50 grams or more of high-fat cheese per day, roughly 2 slices, had about a 13% lower dementia risk compared, I would say that's significant, but not huge, compared with those consuming less than 15 grams daily. Even more notable, higher cheese intake was risked to a 29% lower risk of vascular dementia, the type linked to impaired blood flow to your brain. Cream showed a similar, though slightly weaker association. If you consumed 20 grams or more of that per day, that's a tablespoon and a half, you were 16% less likely to get dementia than others. Here's where things get interesting. Low-fat dairy doesn't have the same effect. Low-fat cheese, skim milk, yogurt, butter, and fermented dairy products, the so-called shit dairy products, showed no clear association with dementia risk. That raises eyebrows and questions about whether certain fats or compounds unique to full-fat cheese and cream play a role. Researchers stress a caveat. This is correlation, not causation. Eating cheese doesn't magically prevent dementia. Yes, it does. Diet patterns often travel with other lifestyle factors: income, education, physical activity, and overall health, all of which influence brain aging. Still, scientists speculate that cheese's complex nutritional makeup is what's at the core of this. Cheese has bioactive peptides, fatty acids, calcium, K2 vitamin, nutrients formed or enhanced during fermentation that might support vascular and neurological health. Cream, on the other hand, tends to be consumed as part of whole foods rather than sugary beverages, which may matter metabolically. Also, this pushes back against stupid, simplistic, gay advice about fat. Dementia risk is shaped by a lot of factors: obesity, diabetes, blood pressure, smoking, exercise, sleep, genetics all play major roles. Diet matters, but those other things might matter more. The takeaway: don't just eat inhale brie by the wheel. Well,
I want to.
Why not? But
I love brie.
Although I'm more of a Gouda man, but it is a reminder that nutrition science is nuanced and that blanket food villainization doesn't always hold up under long-term data. For people who already enjoy cheese, hello, and cream in moderation, maybe not moderation. This study offers something rare in nutrition research: a reason to stop feeling guilty, as where brain health is concerned. And Manila, I just want to parenthetically add the fact that a new, like for the last year or 2-3 years, we've been hearing like Every drop of alcohol means you will die. New study shows we're going back to the whole it's actually good for your heart thing.
But it's back
Moderate
and forth,
drinking is probably good for your heart.
No, maybe some it's not going to alter. I don't ever buy 100% into any of these studies. Like
No.
you don't, but this is good news to me
I'm
because
on
I
team
used to
Michael
have guilt.
Pollan. Eat real food.
Yes, but I used to have guilt because admittedly, like brie is my favorite, and that's such the triple aged cream brie, right? Like, oh, that's just my favorite. I use real creamer when I cook like different whatever calls for milk. Let's say I use cream. I go full fat cream. Let's go for it because those are it's just one of those few indulgences that you have to select in life, right? Like I'm not a binge drinker. I don't, so my thing is like fatty creams and cheeses. And I'm like, well, you pick and choose your battles. And there are studies now that show your brain needs cholesterol, right? In order to function. You got to grease those highways in your brain.
That's
and
true.
People that have too good of cholesterol, like really, really, really good, are the ones like athlete levels. They actually are the ones that their brains are more vulnerable to getting Alzheimer's and dementia. Those are the newest studies. So for me, a cheeseaholic like me, I'm never short of like of just all kinds of just a variable mix of. I have a cheese drawer, Ted, in my fridge.
As one should.
A whole cheese drawer. Like you want white cheddar, Colby, cotija, brie. It's all in there. I'm never out of cheese ever. I love cheese.
Yeah, I'm like
I've
that too.
dumped guys because I had a guy that was went on a date with a guy that was I'm serious. He was a British guy and he was
probably still
lactose intolerant. Yes, he probably still is British. He was lactose intolerant and like said no to like this cheese thing I wanted to order at the restaurant. And I was like, he might as well have said he was like a Satan worshiper. That was enough for me to be like,
you're gay. I'm out.
It's not going to work. Yeah, that's pretty much. I was like, no, this is never going to work. Cheese is too important in my diet. Dairy, like cream, too important.
It's coffee, cheese, or me.
And he's lactose intolerant. And
you were intolerant of his intolerance.
It's not going to work. If you don't love cheese the way I love cheese, I mean, I can tolerate somebody's politics, but if you don't do cheese, this ain't going to work, buddy.
I've dated Republicans. It was fine.
Yeah. But cheese, wouldn't that be a deal breaker?
I have to admit, I left them as leftists. I fucked the republicanism out of them.
Yeah, well, I can say I've kind of done that a little bit too. But I can't change the cheese thing. So that was never going to work.
But wait,
it was never going to work.
As long as they weren't harshing your cheese vibe, why did you care?
Because he didn't want to like indulge in the appetizer thing with like a cheese. I don't remember what it was, but he didn't want to indulge in sharing this appetizer with me when we were out to dinner.
But then it's like more for you.
Yes and no. But then I was like, I thought 20 years into the future, like, what if I was married to this guy? Like, what?
This
like, we wouldn't enjoy the same.
Fuck.
This cheese. Yeah. Like, are we ever going to eat fucking pizza? Are we going to have pizza in a movie ever? Are you going to have just fucking garlic knots? Like, no. I don't want this life.
Come on, I think
don't want this life.
You were looking for it was more about the signifier, right? Like this is a fussy dude.
Yeah, kind of. Because I'm kind of like, whatever. I'll eat everything. I'll try everything. I'm just, like whatever. And he was like, oh, I can't do this. And he didn't like dogs, only cats. And I was like,
see, that's also wrong. Like, I'm like, by the way, I came across an interesting factoid. So it turns out that being on Team Dog is pro-Nazi. Bear with me. So it turns out I asked AI, and
because Hitler was into dogs.
Well, Hitler was into dogs. He
Yeah.
died with his dog Blondie. But no top-ranking Nazi official had a cat. None. And cats were very popular and remain popular in Germany. So
Okay.
it turned out that there's the Nazi Party had anti-cat ideology. They called
What?
cats the Jews of animals.
What?
They did. They said
No.
that they said that they
Is
like
this some GPT hallucination?
No, like Jews, that cats are cats are independent and don't take orders from anyone, and they do whatever the fuck they want, which just makes me like Jews more. So like
really funny.
it's like so from now on, I will always look at cats and see like there be the Jews of animals. Now this is why the Nazi hierarchy lost. By the way, they could have won World War II if they'd been on Team Cat, but once the cats were no longer supporting them, they were doomed.
Well,
it's the cat advantage.
I didn't ding him for liking cats, but I dinged him for not liking dogs.
Well,
also,
I mean, I've dated girls.
I'm an animal lover.
I dated girls who had dogs, and I walked their dogs, watched their dogs, loved their dogs. I like animals.
Like I like going to. I like that I have a little kid right now while he's still little. I take every opportunity I can to go to like a petting zoo, and like I was like this as a kid. My mom used to tell stories to my husband about how when I was a kid, I brought home like every animal I found. Like a bird fell out of a tree.
Liz Taylor was like that.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
I brought home every stray,
a chipmunk named Chippy who lived in her pocket.
I had like a little menagerie. I had a stray turtle I found. Like, I don't ask me how. I just love animals. The dude didn't like cheese and didn't like dogs, so that was big enough for me that I was like, this can't work. This is gonna be a one and done date. Cheese, especially.
I hear ya.
Cheese. So now we know I'm gonna like lower my risk of dementia because of my obsession with brie.
Yeah.
While
is brie your favorite cheese? If you could only eat one cheese the rest of your life, like in prison, what would it be?
Triple cream brie.
That's a good cheese, no question.
Specifically, triple cream.
I gotta say, if I could only have one cheese the rest of my life, it would be Saint Andre.
I don't know if I've had that.
It's not the most common cheese, but I would recommend that you try it. It's it's in between soft and hard.
Huh.
I like that. I like that middle ground.
Oh, do you? A little bit of chewiness?
Yeah.
No, I like cheese that I can spread. I always joke about how I'm, even though like I actually maintain my weight and, health and whatever, because I have to, the manila inside is actually a big fat lazy slob. And if I don't have to chew, it's even better.
You can just swallow it like jam it down your throat like a funnel using a funnel. So you roll Monstre style when it comes to the cheese. Like I'm like
triple
that.
brie cheese.
When I'm eating popcorn, it is an ugly fucking scene. It spills.
Yeah, you say you're popcorn.
I'm a slob. I'm one of those people. Like I
You're like handfuls.
Yeah, handfuls. It's like all falling down the side. And it's
you're
like
one of those.
My chair is like full of popcorn.
You treat your hand like a trough.
Yeah, I'm disgusting. I should be killed
with popcorn. Yeah, with cheese. I'm just like I take the biggest. Like I love. I know this is a dumb gift, but like I love when people gift me cheese knives.
Oh. I mean, at a certain point, though, you only need so many cheese knives, right? I mean, it's sort of like, okay, we're done here.
I know it's stupid, but because like
I still have the one set my mom gave me, and then I inherited hers after she died, and it's like, okay, that's more cheese knives than any human being needs. Plus, they're the real French ones,
I know, I get it.
The little yellow handle, the ones.
Those, but I love the little chubby handles, the spreadable cheese knives and like the spread knives, like. I find them decorative and cute, and
cute.
I like to.
You don't really need them though. They don't do anything that like other knives don't do.
That a butter knife can't do. No, I get it.
They're kind of dumb. Yeah.
But they make me happy because they're so cute, and I open my drawer and I see them, and I'm like, "That's so cute with the dragonfly on it. That's so cute," and I just want to eat more of my cheese because I'm holding this really cute decorated cheese knife. It just brightens my charcuterie plate.
From eating cheese, really.
Oh, I'll eat it barehanded.
And I gotta say, though, I mean, a lot of dietary restrictions in America, I mean, they ignore the French thing. The French live a long time. They drink wine. They have they eat steak with rich creamery butter slathered all over the top of it.
Yes, please.
They they eat tons of cheese, and they live a long time. So explain that, fuckers. You know.
Yeah. So with that, we have a food ad we have to get to.
All right.
Robbie says, we're talking about food. This is how you know the algorithms listen.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
They know because we have a advertiser. All right, let's get to it. All right, a week from Christmas, by the way, guys. We're 1 week from Christmas.
That's really weird. I mean, it's certainly cold enough, but it doesn't feel like it.
No.
It's supposed to get really warm tonight. Is that the same thing for you?
We're going to hit almost 60 like from here to through the weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Christmas,
here.
If you are still scrambling for a Christmas gift, you need to hear this. Our friends at Chicago Steak Company extended free shipping for Christmas delivery, but their warehouse just told us that they're down to the last few slots. They're filling up quick. Go to mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Use the code RUMBLE. Gift your loved ones this holiday season the top 2% of beef in America, USDA Prime and Premium Angus, hand cut by master butchers, marbling so good when it hits the hot pan, the whole house fills with that sound and smell of buttery meat goodness. It's the call to the kitchen for everybody. Spend $229 and they'll throw in 6 free ribeyes plus free shipping. $240 in premium steak on the house. Your gift shows up in a black and gold box, very classy, packed with dry ice. They crack it open, the vapor rolls out, instant Christmas morning vibes. Give them something they will ask for again next year. Don't wait on this. The warehouse is on the line. Go to mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Use that code RUMBLE, RUMBLE. And back to the show. All right, let's get to the next topic. Okay, we're going to let Robbie have a few words after I read this one, but a short few because we got to stay on schedule. So, the Trump administration is preparing a dramatic escalation in its immigration crackdown, this time aimed not just at undocumented migrants, but at naturalized U.S. citizens. Internal guidance sent to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, also known as USCIS, field offices, directs officials there to identify 100 to 200 denaturalization cases every month for fiscal year 2026. If carried out, that would represent an unprecedented surge in stripping Americans of their citizenship, a tool that has historically been rare and tightly constrained. For context, between 2017 and now, the DOJ filed just over 120 denaturalization cases between 2017 and now. In total, the new target would multiply that pace many, many times over. Under federal law, citizenship can only be revoked if it was obtained and proven that it was obtained through fraud or misrepresentation, or in a handful of very narrow circumstances, like you ran off to go join ISIS, right? Like we saw that happen. Mm-hmm. But critics warn that aggressive quotas risk turning a serious legal remedy into a numbers game, potentially sweeping up people who made honest mistakes on decades-old paperwork. That push fits neatly into Trump's broader immigration agenda this year, which has already included blocking asylum at the border, pausing asylum applications inside the U.S., banning travelers from certain countries, and expanding enforcement against both legal and illegal immigrants. Administration officials argue the goal is restoring, quote, integrity to the system. Now, USCIS insists the focus will be on bad actors, including gang members,
heard that one before,
fraudsters, drug traffickers, and violent criminals, and says it'll work closely with the DOJ to pursue cases supported by evidence. Yeah, we've heard that one too. Supporters of restrictive immigration policies argue denaturalization has been underused for years and needs to be ramped up. But former immigration officials are alarmed by that scale. They warn that monthly quotas, far higher than historical norms, risk politicizing citizenship itself. Once quotas exist, they argue, pressure builds to meet them, regardless of nuance or fairness. I'm going to say yes. Hello, LAPD. I'm looking at you for traffic stops. There are about 26 million naturalized Americans in the U.S. today. Last year alone, more than 800,000 people became citizens, most of which were born in Mexico, India, the Philippines, and the Dominican Republic and Vietnam. Historically, most people stripped of citizenship revert to legal permanent resident status. So they revert to green card status. But the process is still life-altering, expensive, and terrifying. Denaturalization cases must go through federal court, where the government faces a high bar. Courts require clear, unequivocal evidence that a lie or omission actually mattered to the citizenship decision. That's one reason such cases have remained rare since the 1990s. Even so, critics say the damage may come long before any court ruling. The fear, they argue, is not just who ultimately loses citizenship, but the chilling message sent to millions of Americans who thought their status was settled forever. In this next phase of Trump's immigration policy, citizenship itself is no longer untouchable, and that reality alone is rattling communities nationwide. And one of them, Ted, I would say people are starting to look into the naturalization process for Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. People are bringing into question that she lied about something about her birth date, her birth year or something, like 81 or 82.
Why
Which
would
ones?
anyone do that?
I don't know.
That's just not credible, really.
So I don't know. But that's their, as they're talking about this, they, I've heard on some TV talkies say that they were questioning Ilhan Omar's naturalization as a child. She came here as a little kid, and that her paperwork was wrong or something. I don't know. I'm not really following. I never followed too much of that stuff, or even what the squad. Once we realized they were soulless and ballless against Mama Bear Nancy Pelosi, I was like, poo poo on you. Yeah, whatever. I don't care what you guys do. So, I think this is awful precedent setting. If you set a quota, Ted, like yes. LAPD has we've long known this.
Quotas always lead to abuse.
Yes. LAPD would pull you over for fucking anything. You could be, because they need to give tickets, right?
That's
because
how my whole thing started with the LAPD.
This whole fucking,
literally,
you could be jaywalking.
It was the end of the month. I wasn't even jaywalking, and the fucker gave me a ticket for jaywalking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could be jaywalking while
or not jaywalking.
There's a bandit running out from the bank, right? A bank robber getting in a getaway car.
Yeah, but they need that
you're
jaywalking
easier to catch.
ticket.
But you're easier to catch because you're jaywalking. You'll get the jaywalking ticket.
Or you're not even jaywalking.
Or not, right? They'll just.
I was innocent.
I got pulled over once. Granted, I did have illegal window tint because it was darker than it would have been. However, when I was pulled over, my windows were down. It was a hot summer night. There was no way that the cop would have seen.
No probable cause.
Right. So then he asked me to roll up my window. I asked him why he pulled me over, and he said, roll up your windows. And I was like, excuse me? And he said, you heard me, miss. Roll up your window. And I went, I thought we're supposed to keep our windows rolled down when we're talking to police when you pull us over.
By the way, you could have respectfully declined.
I was young. I didn't know. So I pulled the window up a little bit. And he's like, right there, tinted windows. That's why I pulled you over. Tinted windows. And I was like,
what a piece of shit.
And my jaw just...
Reminds me,
it was
Manila, I was driving up
downtown
Madison
LA.
Avenue. I was driving up Madison Avenue years ago. Cops standing in front of me in the lane. Motions for me to turn right. I turned right, gave me a ticket for an illegal right-hand turn.
Well, this is exactly
beautiful.
What's going to happen.
Yeah. So anyway, the point
exactly what's going to happen.
Gee, I wonder why people hate cops. I do not cry when they get shot. Sorry, I don't. I'm not encouraging it. Don't think anyone should do it, but I don't really care. All right. So I gotta say, so in terms of this, I have a lot of thoughts.
Comment
First
on
of all,
immigration.
there's a huge historical precedent here that is very chilling. During World War II and in the 1930s and 40s, Nazi-occupied countries like France denaturalized people, particularly Jews, stripped them of their naturalization papers in order to deprotect them from deportation to camps. That's where denaturalization has a dark history, a dark recent history. And that's why most modern countries, including France, no longer do it. If you're a naturalized citizen of France, you are as full-fledged a Frenchman as anyone else. They can't take it away from you.
One and done.
One and done. They can't take. You can run. And by the way, you're not a second-class citizen like you are here. You can run for president of France. You are legally allowed to. The United States is one of the few countries in the world where you're not allowed to. You have you're second class.
Yeah, that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger could never go past governor.
Let's just say that in France, they discover that you fucking lied and you became a citizen on false pretenses when you filled out your application. You're still a citizen. They might send you to prison, but you're still a French citizen.
Huh.
Once you're in, you're in. And so, I think this is who's going to want to be a U.S. citizen if it's totally like Indian giver style? Like we can take it back anytime we want. And the other thing is, like you mentioned the Ilhan Omar thing. That's a perfect example. Let's just stipulate for the sake of argument that she lied about something to become a citizen. For the sake of argument. I don't know that to be true. The only reason anyone's looking at her is because she's politically controversial. She's being targeted because of her politics. And the fact that that's the kind of abuse you don't want to have happen.
That's right.
Now, certainly if I find out that someone is a member of ISIS and snuck into the country, I find that disturbing. I still don't know.
John Walker Lind.
On the other hand, it's really, don't you think it's really kind of like the American government with its vast resources of intelligence? Shouldn't it be able to figure that out? And if they missed it, that's on them. You know what I mean?
After you've been a green card holder for like a decade or more or whatever, officials have had that much time to do a background check on you. I mean, barring cases like the American Taliban, was the American Taliban or ISIS? Yeah. John Walker Lind?
Johnny Walker Lind was born in the United States.
But was he American Taliban or American?
American Taliban, yeah.
Yeah. So we stripped him of citizenship, and he's a white boy Americana.
No, we didn't strip him of citizenship.
We didn't?
No. We sent him to prison for 19 and a half years for possession of an AK-47 in Afghanistan.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we stripped him also, or they were talking about it at least.
Well, they wanted to. I mean, there's talk about wanting to strip Trump wants to strip citizenship
like him
from natural-born citizens.
Like you and me, born here.
Like you and me, yeah.
Born here. I know there's a case of a British, ethnically Pakistani girl born in England. She went to go be an ISIS bride, had a baby, wanted to run away and go back to the UK.
Stripped her citizenship.
They stripped her. So that's wrong. That's a different scenario than
if they want to punish her for becoming an ISIS bride, then they can do that. But that's different. Yeah, I mean, so the point is, obviously, this would be, look, it's a gotcha thing. Basically, it's like that famous quote, you show me the man, I'll show you the crime. Everybody's done something wrong. Yeah. I mean, it's very, like, if the IRS audits you and they're mad at you, they're going to find something you didn't do right on your taxes, even if you're very small C conservative and you're trying to do everything by the book, by the numbers. I mean, you can catch someone doing something. And it's pretextual.
If you're looking,
If you're looking. So if you're basically like just looking through it's like, sure, you could just say, we're going to review all these old applications. And if something's really egregious, we're going to fucking throw you out. I might be able to live with that.
Sure.
But I don't think that's what's going on here.
Slap a quota. That is some bullshit.
Yeah, there should be
no
quotas. Should always be illegal. There should be no quotas.
Well, Ted, what do you say we punt this last story for a fun Friday? I guess it's not that fun. We'll punt it for Friday because we're out of time.
That's good. That's a good one. All right, we'll do that.
We'll do it tomorrow. You guys stay tuned. Are you doing a live raid into DMZ?
We're not, because unfortunately, Scott Stantis, co-host of the DMZ America podcast, has had the flu that's been going around the country.
Oh no, I'm staving it off.
He's been laid low with the type K variant. so his voice is shot. So we're going to try to do this on Saturday.
Oh, well, my kid has been sick all week and I've managed to stave it off. Robbie will be proud of me. I've been doing my nasal rinse, right? I've been doing nasal
good.
rinse
With the salt
and,
water?
iodine gargle. Believe it or not, it's disgusting, but it works. Like, I'm going to go do it again after the show, like 3 or 4 times a day. I've been staving it off. My kid's been sick for like a week. The husband's now sick. You can hear him a little stuffy, but I've not come down with it. I'm just saying.
By the way,
homeopathic.
Robbie provided the information that Johnny Walker Lind is not only was not denaturalized, but also acquired Irish citizenship through his ancestry. So he's got double citizenship.
Are you kidding? You've got to be fucking kidding.
Why? What's wrong with that?
No, so Trump is going to fucking strip people with like that fucked up paperwork. Let's say, and you're from Venezuela. Let's just say, because it's a hot topic. But John Walker Lind can remain a U.S. citizen and now dual citizen.
John Walker Lind did not break a single U.S. law. He never should have spent 1 minute in custody. What law did he break? He got a guy killed. He got an American. I didn't.
I need to remember.
Johnny Span. I know the whole story. It's not true.
No.
What happened was John Walker Lind joined the Taliban in 2000. The U.S. was not at war with the Taliban in 2000. Okay. In fact, when he joined the Taliban, the U.S. was actually paying the Taliban salary at that time under this UN drug interdiction policy. So then, while he's in Afghanistan, bear in mind, no radio, no TV, no newspapers, 9/11 happens. We invade shortly thereafter, right? 9/11, then we invaded on 10/4, October 4th. He fell into, he was basically captured along with other Taliban. And in the midst of that whole fiasco, the CIA agent, Johnny Span, I think was his name, was killed.
I think so.
But Johnny Walker Lind didn't shoot him, didn't have anything to do with it, didn't participate in it. He was in the same unit. And so fucking what? Even if he'd shot him.
It's like a gang.
But even if he shot him, he didn't have anything to do with it. It's like it's not against the law. I mean, he's in the army of a foreign country, in another country, and then the US breaks the law and comes over and invades that country. This reminds me of like when I encountered some US troops in Afghanistan with my wife, and they threatened us at gunpoint because we were taking pictures of them, because we were kind of like making fun of them because their car had broken down, and we were like taking pictures of them changing their tire, and they were pissed, right? Because they knew they were going to look stupid in their photos. So and as I told them, it's like, fuck you. We're here legally. We have Northern Alliance and Taliban visas. You invaded. You should be arrested. Suck my dick. Right?
Well, so regardless, my point is, by the letter of the law, is he was an accused American Taliban, right?
Which is not against the law.
Whatever. And he did all this time.
That's why they didn't charge him, because they didn't have anything to charge him with.
And he did 17 years for whatever.
For possession of an AK-47, which, by the way, is not illegal in the U.S. or in Afghanistan.
That's fair. But still, the whole point is they were trying to label him as American Taliban, and they didn't try to strip him, but yet we would try to strip other people.
It was a completely political
But you're proving my point. You're proving the point is that Trump, his administration be willing to strip people for lesser alleged crimes, like fucking up some paperwork 50 years ago or 30 years ago.
It's a gotcha thing. They're just trying to, they're just trolling for shit. It's not a good faith effort to root out scoundrels. It is it's an effort to, let's fuck with immigrants. That's what this is.
There's a guy, a Lao guy, that was naturalized. He's a little bit older than me. I think he came here as a small child, grew up in the States, and I think because my mom shares all this Lao people news with me, and And I guess he did time for like child abuse, like he beat his kids or something. It was one of those, right? He gets out of prison, so Trump's in office now, and he recently, as he got released, they snatched him up and sent him to wherever the fuck, Senegal or wherever they were sending people to third countries, right? But mind you, he's a naturalized American citizen. He's right around my age. He's not quite 50. They said they're stripping him of his citizenship rights and they're sending him to that third party country and somewhere in Africa, wherever Trump is sending these people.
Oh yeah.
And the dude served his time for, beating his kids, and he was out. And before he could even, try to take a second chance at life, the Trump ICE came and picked him up and shipped him off to Africa somewhere. And they denaturalized him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, and I think in any other real country,
right? Is that country?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. So,
but anyway,
Robbie, thank you for that correction. So, actually, it's of course still obviously legal to own an AK-47 in Afghanistan. Hell, if you don't have one, there's something wrong with you. But in the U.S., strictly speaking, an actual AK-47, as opposed to what they call an AK-47 style rifle, is illegal to own in the United States. So,
really? Okay. Well, yeah. Well, so there's that. We're going to punt on this last story. It'll be another immigration story for tomorrow that I know Robbie's going to be pissed off about. And Ted, you should be pissed off because it's concerning the motherland.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be.
Yeah, we're going to punt for tomorrow. But anyway, so that does it for us on TMI. We'll be back. Happy 1 week from Christmas.
Indeed.
I'm going to go outside and get a tan because it's almost 60 outside. No, seriously, I'm going to go get some sun because I think that'll help with staving off the virus, I think.
We'll see.
All right. Vitamin D. Adios, amigos. Thank you. Bye,
Bonsoir.
everybody.